The nationwide Chakka jam has officially kicked off by the farmers. At 12 p.m, we're already getting in visuals from different parts of the country of the Chakka jam. Let's take you straight across first to what's happening in Mohali, where we're getting in visuals of how farmers now have started gathering on roads to stop traffic from moving. This is going to be a symbolic protest that will go on till 3 p.m. The farmers have said very clearly that it is going to be a peaceful protest, assuring that there will be no chaos or any violence like what happened on Republic Day. Security has been beefed up, however, because of what happened on January 26th. The Delhi police has deployed around 50,000 personnel in and around borders of the national capital. Local police are on alert. Some metro stations have been shut. Delhi's Mandi House, ITO, the Delhi Gate, these metro stations have been closed down temporarily. At least 12 metro stations are also on alert in case there's a need to shut them down. These are visuals that you're seeing on your screens that are coming in off the Chakka jam being led by different farmer groups. So far, the Sanyukta Kisan Morcha has said that these protests will be carried out in a peaceful manner. They've also said there will be no attempt by farmer unions, by protesting farmers, to enter into the national capital. So on the Delhi-Jaipur highway, however, the visuals on your screens of the Chakka jam. Remember that state and national highways will be completely blocked by the farmer unions from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. This is on the Delhi-Jaipur highway. You can see that it is, of course, peaceful. They're just sitting there holding a dharna, but they're closed off that highway is what we're being told. So this is going to be the intention. From 12 to 3 p.m, they will sit here on a Chakka jam, and similar visuals will be getting you from different parts of the country where farmers will be seated there holding a Chakka jam to send out a message. They're saying that this is to slam the internet ban that the government has imposed on their protest sites, and they claim they're being harassed by the administration. It's also very political because several parties have extended their support to the farmers' Chakka jam call. The Congress, for example, has done that, and they've said very clearly that they stand with the farmers. This Chakka jam is expected to happen in different parts. As far as the national capital is concerned, the farmers will not enter Delhi. However, on the outskirts, they will continue their protest. Already, they're at the Singhu, Tikri and Ghazipur border. On your screens are the visuals from the Delhi-Jaipur border and then the highway. And also, we understand from the Punjab-Haryana borders also, there will be protests. Mumbai, we're getting in reports that there will be some Chakka jam, and in Bengaluru as well, there will be a Chakka jam that's observed. So we'll be getting you the latest updates from different parts of the country. In the next few hours, you can expect a lot more farmers, a lot more protesters hitting the streets. Let me take this across to Aishwarya Paliwal. She's joining us live from the Ghazipur border. Aishwarya, the Chakka jam has officially kicked off. No attempts by the farmers to enter into the national capital. They've said this time that it will be very, very peaceful and that they will not try to enter the national capital. They're going to stick to the outskirts.
Well, definitely. Specifically, if we talk about Ghazipur, this was the place, this was the epicenter of what happened on 26th of January. Farmers from the Ghazipur border were the ones who were the first to reach the national capital. Today, the police deployment is so heavy. For as far as you can see, you can only see barbed wires and barricading. And there are various levels of barricading. The water cannon is right there, ready just in case some farmers want to move into the national capital. Very heavy police deployment. The police is ready in the riot gear. And this is just one level of the barricading which you see. As you move towards the national capital, such barricades, there have been many more barricades which have been put up. You'll see the cemented barricades also being put up here. They are filled with mud. So the authorities, the administration on its part is also on high alert. They are making sure that this is a peaceful Chakka jam as the farmers promised. But there is definitely a trust deficit. The authorities, the police personnel are not trusting what the farmers are saying, which is why you see such heavy barricading. But yes, even though the Chakka jam has kicked off at the Ghazipur border, things at the moment are very peaceful. Back to you.
And let's hope it stays that way. At Ghazipur border, their situation pretty much as it was in the last few days. Unprecedented security in place because the Delhi police don't want to leave anything to chance here. But these are visuals that we're getting to you from Gurugram, where again you see people gathering, sloganeering, sitting on a dharna and blocking traffic on the roads. As state and national highways, you are going to be seeing these kind of chakka jams being held as farmer unions are coming together to, in fact, mobilize people to send out a message to the government. And this isn't going to be limited to Delhi or to the outskirts of Delhi. This is a nationwide chakka jam that's been called to express solidarity with the protesting farmers and to send out a message to the government that this protest is nowhere near dying, that they're going to continue their stir against the farm laws. You see the situation there, Gurugram. There's a small group that's protesting. Traffic not really being affected, at least going by what we're seeing on our screens. The traffic being allowed to move smoothly because they've only occupied a section of the road there, a section of the highway. And we're continuing to get you all the latest visuals. Very peaceful so far, and that's going to remain, hopefully, because the officials, the farm unions have made it very clear that they're not going to, they're going to ensure, no matter what, that this remains a peaceful stir. But you see the kind of security also present there. Huge number of police personnel ready with riot gear if there is a need to, in fact, push back any of the protesters. So at dot 12, we've been getting you visuals of the kind of protests that are happening across the country. And we'll be getting you also from our reporters a sense of what's happening on the ground. We are getting in a lot of reports at this point of farmers who are now starting to mobilize protesters who are coming together to hold a chakka jam. This will go on till 3 p.m. So a bit of inconvenience for commuters that will be created by this protest. But after a few hours, the protesters have said that they will clear away the highways and ensure that traffic continues. In the places already that we're getting in reports of protests, these visuals looks like it's from Karnataka, where people are also being detained there. Remember that in several areas permission has not been given for this kind of a protest, in which case you will see a lot of detentions happening, officials making it very clear that they're having a no-nonsense attitude as far as this protest is concerned, especially after what happened on Republic Day. They've learnt their lesson and they're making it very clear that they will not give a free hand no matter what to these protesters. Also, as far as Delhi is concerned, a few metro stations that have already been shut off as a precautionary measure. Again, to highlight, this is only a precautionary measure. There's been absolutely no sort of tension, chaos or violence that's broken out, because the protesters, the farmers, have also said very clearly that we're not going to try to make our way into the national capital. We'll stay where we are at the borders of the national capital and protest. Let's cut across to a report by my colleague Satyendra.
तरफ ले जाऊंगा तो ये घग्गर का पुल है जहां पर 26 नवंबर को किसान आंदोलन की शुरुआत हुई थी और यहीं से सबसे पहले जो जत्था था दिल्ली की तरफ रवाना हुआ था। ये वो पुल है घग्गर नदी का, और इसके उस तरफ भी जो आपको ट्रैफिक दिखाई दे रहा है ये वो ट्रैफिक है जो चक्का जाम होते ही रोक दिया गया है। और ये तस्वीरें सीधी हम जिस जगह से दिखा रहे हैं ये हरियाणा और पंजाब का बॉर्डर है, और कहीं ना कहीं कह सकते हैं कि इस आंदोलन का ये एपिक सेंटर है। जब पहली बार प्रोटेस्ट शुरू हुआ था, पहली बार प्रदर्शन शुरू हुआ था, तो जिस जगह पर मैं खड़ा हूं यहीं पर हरियाणा पुलिस ने बैरिकेडिंग की थी कि पंजाब की तरफ से किसान हरियाणा में एंटर ना हो सके और हरियाणा से होते हुए दिल्ली ना जा सके। लेकिन उन बाधाओं को भी बड़ी मुश्किलों के साथ किसानों ने उस समय तोड़ा था और उससे आगे बढ़े थे। और ये ठीक मेरे पीछे आप ये तस्वीरें देख सकती हैं कि ये जम्मू पठानकोट हाईवे है और इस हाईवे पर जो है ट्रैक्टर लगा दिया है, चक्का जाम है। अब की बार किसान संगठनों ने सब लोगों से अपील की है कि इस पूरे आंदोलन का कहीं नाम खराब ना हो, लिहाजा शांति बनाए रखें, एक दूसरे पर नजर रखें, कोई इस आंदोलन का नाजायज फायदा ना उठा सके, कुछ ऐसे लोग ना घुसाएं जिनकी वजह से पिछली बार काफी हंगामा हुआ था। तो यहाँ पर शांतिपूर्वक तरीके से, हाँ, और ये भी बता दूं नवजोत, अब की बार ऐसी व्यवस्था की गई है, कोई महिला, बच्चा, एम्बुलेंस, फायर ब्रिगेड या फिर सेना का वाहन यहां से निकलेगा तो तुरंत इस ट्रैक्टर को हटाकर उसको राह दिया जाएगा, रास्ता दिया जाएगा। ये जो मंच यहां पर सजा हुआ है जहां पर हजारों की तादाद में लोग बैठे हैं, यहां से भी बार बार यही अपील की जा रही है कि किसी को भी असुविधा ना हो, यानी कि कोई बेहद जरूरी किसी का काम है, कोई जरूरतमंद है, वो यहां से निकल रहा है तो उसको सबसे पहले रास्ता दे। तो कुल मिलाकर अब की बार जो इस आंदोलन की रणनीति है वो पिछली बार से बिल्कुल अलग है। शांतिपूर्वक इस चक्का जाम को रखना है। 12 बजे से 3 बजे का समय दिया गया है। साथ ही ये भी बताना चाहूंगा नवजोत, मैं पंजाब की साइड में खड़ा हूं। अब की बार पंजाब में हालात बिल्कुल अलग है, लेकिन पंजाब से ज्यादा चिंता हरियाणा में है। पूरे हरियाणा में रेड अलर्ट जारी किया गया है। 40 कंपनियां पुलिस की लगाई गई हैं। खासकर जींद, रोहतक, सोनीपत और जो दिल्ली से लगता हुआ इलाका है, वहां पर अति बेहद एहतियात बरतने के आदेश प्रशासन और सरकार ने अधिकारियों को दिए हैं। नवजोत।
Satyendra reporting there from Shambhu border, telling us what's happening there. He was showing us how they've used tractors to block the entire road. But the focus of these farm units, and there's considerable pressure on them to ensure that while they send across this message and while the symbolic protest happens, there's absolutely no violence or any chaos that breaks out, because they don't want to lose the goodwill of the people, especially after what happened on Republic Day. So keeping that in mind, you're seeing not just the police taking extra measures, but the protesters also taking the steps to ensure that everything is peaceful, that these protests are well organized, and that there's no sort of violence or clashes that break out. The responsibility equally on the police as well as the protesters there, and that's what we're seeing happening on the ground. The entire road there being cut off, tractors being parked on the highway to ensure the vehicles can't move back and forth. So there will be a bit of inconvenience caused to the commuters, but as I said, there's no violence, no vandalism or any chaos that will be allowed at these protest sites. The police officials present there also in large numbers to ensure that everything is kept under control. Then the next 3 hours, this Chakka jam moves on smoothly, that the protesters send out the message that they intend to wrap up and head back without any sort of untoward incident being reported. Several reports coming in right now of roads that are being closed off. We know that there are some protests on the Delhi-Jaipur highway also. What Satyendra also told us, the Shambhu border, he's shown us how there is in fact a tractor that's been parked right through to close off that road. As these protesters are coming together, they're essentially mobilizing there. What you see is Mohali in Punjab, where people are gathering in large numbers. Let's get you a report now from Abhishek Anand, who's at Gazipur border.
ट्रैफिक भी सुचारू रूप से चल रहा है तमाम हाईवेज पर उत्तर प्रदेश में। नवजोत।
We'll get you more details on what Abhishek has had to tell us about the situation there. We just picked up the last bit where he said that there's no inconvenience really caused, as the traffic regulations, the restrictions that were there yesterday continue today. So no additional restrictions per se at these places. But we are continuing to get you all the visuals that are coming in of the protests. We're going to slip into a very short break here on India Today. The latest updates from the ground on the All India, the nationwide Chakka jam, coming up in just a bit.